What up, ADHD family? It's ADHD Coach Ryan here. In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be talking to some really important people in my life and asking them how ADHD impacts their lives. In this case, how my ADHD impacts their lives. Because as you know, ADHD impacts everyone around us. It's a ripple effect. So that's why I thought it was so important to make sure to hear from a few important people that are in my inner circle to see what the impact is for them. So without further ado, let's hear from some of my friends and family. Please state your name and your relationship to Ryan.
My name is Laura Mayer.
Andrea.
My name is Nancy.
I am Kyle Healy.
I'm Avery Santos Bonilla.
Jim Tennant.
My name is Eric Mayer.
Ashraf.
I'm Ryan's virtual assistant for now 2 years.
I know Ryan because he actually helped me in my transition off of my last deployment to kind of reintegrate into the world, and he's helped me build my real estate empire at this point.
I am Ryan's chosen sister.
I am a CEO, owner, coach, and an EOS implementer.
And I am the younger and only sister of Coach Ryan.
Close friend. And I consider him as my brother, my USA brother.
No, not the twin brother of Ryan, although by the sound and the dashing good looks, one might assume that, but younger brother.
What's your current understanding of what ADHD actually is?
It is a neuroatypical disorder.
I think of it in my neurotypical brain as a scatterbrained mindset where you just jump from one task to the next, and the best way to describe it is like from up, where Doug's just like squirrel.
That one has appeared in many an ADHD meme, and it's not wrong.
It is real. It's a challenge, but it's certainly one that has benefits as well as detriment.
ADHD has its superpowers, and I see that more now than its weaknesses, because you've taught me that those things in me, that those differences in me that I thought were crazy were the things that made me unique and made me special. And that includes my high attention to people's feelings, being sensitive to people's emotions, hyper focusing on what's important, trusting people who are important, who deserve to be trusted.
It's funny when you know that your brother not only has this disorder, but makes it his calling in life to assist people in that space. I was sitting here, I'm like, I've never like looked it up. I have just kind of experienced it through you. So I'm like, okay, how would I answer this question without any like medical knowledge to it? So obviously the D at the end is disorder. So we'll lead with, it's a disorder that inhibits the brain from responding to stimuli in a normal way.
What is one strength that Ryan does well because of his ADHD?
Where do I begin?
I'd say your number one strength with ADHD is creativity. I absolutely love it whenever you can help me whenever I'm stuck in a situation, especially with parenting. Because I'm a very straightforward thinker. I think, okay, this is what I need to get done. Our son has homework, like, let's do it, let's accomplish it. And whenever I'm faced with a roadblock, I'm like, okay, it's not working, and I get frustrated quickly. So I'm really excited when I can.
Everyone to know me.
Thank you, Lila.
I'm super excited when I can pass the baton and be like, honey, I need your ADHD creativity to please get me out of this slump I'm in with parenting.
I think the one that sticks out to me the most is that hyper focus, where you are just laser vision on something.
You already know you have that ADHD, the owning part of it, and you're ready to work towards it. That's like the best strength that I see you with, and that you keep showing up every time, even if you have things that you haven't completed, tasks that are due, team members that are not happy with what you're doing, like your project is late, and you keep showing up and trying to make things better.
What is one thing that Ryan may struggle with due to his ADHD?
It's one of those things that is, yes, it's a weakness, but it's where our strength is taken to extreme. So in not seeing limits, we often don't filter well. And what I mean by that is you may have 20 great ideas. 19 of them should stay on the notepad for a while, but that one might help everybody in your community do something terrific.
Okay, here we go. Ran out of ink with my first pen.
I think if I picture the ripple happening, even from that strength there is like the focal point where that could affect you, is that you would be willing to stay up till all hours of the night. Like, I know you've stayed up till 3 a.m. before finishing a project for the kids' birthday parties or a presentation, because that's another strength of public speaking, but you tweak it so many times that it's perfect.
I find that sometimes whenever you get invested in something and whenever you get hyper focused on something, you put all of your passion, all of your energy, and all of your attention into that. And that can be a good thing because, yeah, you get so much stuff done. You get what you need to accomplish and you get beyond that accomplished. But then also you sometimes you forget that you're also a human too.
One of the hardest challenges living with a person with ADHD would be the forgetfulness, especially if we have a conversation, we're like, okay, this is what we're doing, and then there's no recollection of it in the future. That can be really frustrating.
From your perspective and relationship with Ryan, what's one piece of advice that you think is important to share with others who may have people in their lives affected by ADHD?
I think like people need to understand more about us, about our condition, and need to do some reading. Maybe we can give some reference to them so that they don't think like ADHD is as same as other people. What I'm struggling with is whenever I want to explain about my ADHD, they will be like, oh, it's just as me. I also did this and that. I just want them to understand that it's not the same.
So I think educating your own self, maybe you're a neurotypical, just to know more about what's going on and that it might not be you, but just what they're going through.
Take one step or one thing at a time when you're dealing with someone who has ADHD. Like, don't give them so many things at the same time, because 100% they won't do. They will just remember they were supposed to do, or even not remember they were supposed to do. And learning someone who has ADHD takes time. You won't learn someone who has ADHD within a week.
So one piece of advice that I think is the most important is really understanding what you're here on earth for, and like your actual why should be so strong that it should dictate regardless whatever you do, whether you're neurotypical or ADHD. Like for me, my why is always my family. So everything I do is based around my family. Like how do I, like when I go work out, it's to be able to spend more time with my kids and at some point with my grandkids, that I'm not stuck in a chair. Or how do I make the next financial decision or work related decision? And all of those I put back towards my why, which is always my family. How do I spend more time with my family? How do I do this for my family? So, and it doesn't have to be your family, but just figure out what your actual why is to be able to push you through essentially the hard times in life and make it worth whatever that struggle is currently.
I kind of joked about the Post-its, but they're all over Ryan and Andrea's house. Seriously, like on the garage door, the door before the garage, as reminders. So I think that's very helpful for them.
One way that you helped me, because you were really the first person that helped me with my ADHD, you met me where I was. Yeah. You saw me where I was struggling. You saw that everything around me was collapsing. And instead of saying, you need to do this, you need to do this and this and this and this and this to get your life on track and get your life together, you met me where I was.
Remove the personal impact it has on you, the person who is experiencing a negative stimuli or negative outcome from someone who may be experiencing this disorder.
My number one piece of advice is to educate yourself about ADHD, because I think knowing about it and knowing that it's not that person's fault, they're not doing it purposefully, and they actually probably even feel terrible and guilty and horrible that they're even doing those things. I think having the understanding about that really is the start to finding acceptance for it.
My joking answer is listen fast, because there's a lot of good stuff coming at you.
Yeah.
But that is also kind of a practical answer. So when a subject comes up, it will be intertwined with many other subjects. So learn to just make a note. Oh, hey, here's a separate item that we'll talk about later. And it helps me stay organized when I'm working with, high creativity, high energy, ADHD kind of personalities.
Thanks again for taking some time and watching the video, learning more about some of the special people in my life. If this video brought you value, if you could give a little love tap to the subscribe button, I would really, really appreciate that, as well as that little bell icon. That is a great way to get alerts anytime I'm bringing more valuable content to you here on this platform. Please feel free to share this with anyone who you think might benefit from it, as well as anyone in your life who has ADHD. There's a lot of struggles out there with understanding and raising the awareness around ADHD. It's my mission to help the world to see people with ADHD differently, and I can't do it alone. I need your help, because after all, we're all in this together. Again, thank you so much for watching, and please remember, as always, you're not alone, you're not broken. ADHD doesn't define you, it's just part of you. So just know you're safe here, you're welcome as part of our ADHD family, and in case you haven't heard it today, just know I love you and I believe in you.